Welcome to Big Pick 4, the show where the NFL picking experts, Big Danny D and Big Brian B, give you the best 4 picks for NFL Sunday games to include the guarantees, the Big Danny D guarantee, and Big Brian B guarantee. Coming off a big non-guarantee week, where only the non-guarantees were winners.
No, they weren't. We only got one.
No, we got two.
We got two?
You got two, dummy.
Oh, that's right.
You
Yeah.
got two, shitface.
Yeah. Oh, I can't do math. That's right. We got separate.
Let me see. If it's a -1 and they got 2.
Yeah, we covered that one barely, Atlanta. And then we got San Francisco somehow survived that turnover fest in New York.
It's not really high math, Dan.
Apparently
It's not
not.
like algorithms or what do you call it? Differential equations or anything like that.
I've been hanging around your brother too long, so I guess my math skills have diminished.
It's obviously rubbing off.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So recapping last week, winning on the Falcons and 49ers, losing on the 2 guarantees, the Broncos getting blown out, and the Lions not even close on +1 underdog. What happened?
Denver didn't show up at all against St. Louis. That was amazing. That really was amazing.
I know. That was like the Chiefs losing to the Raiders this week.
Yeah, that was incredible.
I have one way to sum up the Denver game, actually. I thought of my own summary of the game.
Well, he needed
Chicken parm, it tastes so good.
he needed workers' comp from them after that game. He got rolled. Oh man.
I don't know how to explain the game that I picked, except that I thought the Lions would be able to put more points on the board with Calvin Johnson back. I don't know. That Arizona defense, they are for real. They are for real.
Well, people like to say Arizona's overrated. I think Detroit's overrated. Their offense isn't very good. Calvin Johnson's not the same player he used to be.
I just thought he would have a good game. I don't know.
No, he just isn't. That's why they want to get rid of him. They're seriously considering cutting him after the season.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because the cap numbers are going to be very high, and he's not productive.
But wouldn't that go against their cap, though?
Not as much as if they paid him.
So he's not even in a contract year, and they're going to cut him?
Yeah, I think he is due a bigger contract. Actually, I think he has a contract year, or he has 1 year left, but at a very high number, and they would probably renegotiate anyway. But they might cut him altogether, just because the production's not there, and his ankle has been bad for like 2 or 3 years now, and just getting progressively worse. And being such a big guy, and they play on turf.
Are you making this up? Are you hearing this first, fans, or are you actually?
No, it's true. This has been. I mean, I know you don't pay attention very much, but
that's right. I only get the ESPN app, which Dan says is 10 years old.
Yeah, well, he didn't know that Todd Gurley tore his ACL last week, so Brian doesn't know a lot of stuff. He didn't know Robin Williams died till 5 days later.
Well, that's not my ESPN app's fault, though.
No, but it's just general not paying attention. He just found out that it snowed 25 feet in Buffalo.
No, I knew that. See, that's a lie. That is Aesop Fable over here. I knew that. I saw it on CNN.
No, Aesop Fables didn't lie.
He exaggerated.
But he told a story that had a point to it.
But he exaggerated. He didn't tell. There's a lot of bullshit in it. Just like all your fucking stories are bullshit.
Where do you get your news, Big B? What's your go-to news source?
No, he's making
Fox
Dan,
News. He loves Fox News.
Dan,
he watches the O'Reilly Factor every night religiously.
No, this is what Dan tells everybody at the office, that I spend all my time watching cartoons and reruns of Cheers and all these other, which is bullshit.
No, he doesn't.
No, that's what you tell everybody.
Well, no, I say, there's a post-game show after every Eagles game, and Brian records all of them, especially the losses, and he rewatches.
Dan, don't discourage him. Don't discourage him. I like all his Married with Children quotes. I think they're great. He's like, what was the one about if a fake breast falls in the forest? What was it?
Oh yeah. It's real because it makes a sound. That if a
no, like do the quote like you're Bundy.
Yeah, it was something like that, to the effect of, it's real because when it falls in the forest, it makes a sound. That a fake breast is real because when it falls in the forest, it makes a sound.
He actually quotes Al Bundy by saying he served his country by playing high school football.
That's right, baby.
I really disappointed Brian when I told him 54% of the episodes were written by women for that show.
No, actually,
Well,
they never told me that.
But Dan, in his defense, they do say that football is the reason for originally for contact sports is to train young men for combat. So, I mean, I can see that by playing high school football, you were training yourself for combat.
Yeah, but Al Bundy became a shoe salesman. He didn't serve anybody.
Well, he served me well.
Yeah, right.
No, you were trained in case the homeland was attacked. Then you could have taken up arms against the Russians. You say?
Yeah, that really worked out.
Hey,
didn't
he
it?
won it. Did you see the episode in London where he beat up the knight?
Yeah, I saw that. That guy wasn't Russian.
Did you see that episode?
That was a
Lower Uncton and Upper Uncton?
That was actually a 3-part episode.
That was hilarious. The Curse of the Bundys.
When they went to London?
Yes.
The Curse of the Bundys on Lower Uncton.
Yeah, and they won a free trip to London. All expenses paid. They bankrupt this town by going to Harrods and all these other places. And then at the end...
They tried to kill him because he was a curse on the town.
Yeah, and then eventually he won, and Lower Uncton and Upper Uncton were both awful, and then they both wanted to kill him. So he just left the country.
Well, all I know is that the Mama Bundy is now like some badass older broad on Sons of Anarchy.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
I like that show.
The son disappeared. The daughter's now 43, and the other two are successful, the mother and father.
Oh, wait, we got to cover the overall on the season is now at a terrible 20-23-1. And the guarantees are at a terrible 6-5. Welcome to my nightmare.
Yeah.
It's like those chicks from NPR radio on SNL.
Oh,
good
God.
times. Yeah, good times. Big Pick 4, good times.
Wow. That's a sinking ship.
I think I'd rather eat some Schvetti balls than watch Big Pick 4. Week 12, combined pick, number 1, Danny D.
All right, first combined pick this week. The Red Hot Green Bay Packers at the Vikings. The line is now 7.5. Actually went down since this morning. It was at 10. The Packers have scored, 108 points the last 2 weeks. I think they'll cover the spread. I like the spread better than it would be at 10, even though I still think they would cover that one. Aaron Rodgers is playing great. There's no quarterback in the league playing better than him right now. That team is really good, and the Vikings are not good. I mean, half their wins are against stinky teams, Atlanta and the Redskins. I mean, these teams blow. That's who the 2 of their 4 wins are against. Tampa Bay, that's who this team beat. They don't beat good teams. They lost to Chicago last week in embarrassing fashion. They probably should have beaten the Bears. I believe Aaron Rodgers and the offense will do their thing, and they'll be able to cover easily. My Minnesota defense isn't very good. They don't really do anything well. They don't have a great pass rush. They don't have a great secondary. It's not a very. I think what's his name's going to struggle a little bit. Bridgewater. The Packers don't care about the weather. Last week the weather was abysmal, and they still won easily. So that's not going to be a factor. And I don't see how they're going to lose this, and I don't see how they won't cover. If they can score 30 points and still win easily in this game. The Vikings can't really come from behind. They're not that kind of team. They don't have that kind of offense. They don't have that kind of quarterback.
Yeah. If they kind of weapons, they don't.
No, they don't. And if Green Bay can get up early, it's going to be curtains. So I'm going with Green Bay this week.
Picking the Packers. Let's have combined pick number 2, week 12. Brian B.
All right. Combined pick number 2 for week 12. It's going to be Arizona at Seattle. Arizona is plus 7.5. Arizona might not win, but I think they'll cover. I don't think Arizona's going to win. I don't think Seattle's going to win by 7.5. I can see Seattle winning like 16-13, 17-13, 20-17. I just don't think I don't think Seattle has. Number one, Arizona has a great defense, but I also don't think Seattle has the firepower. Even if this wasn't a great defense in Arizona, I don't think Seattle has the weapons. I mean, they traded Percy Harvin away. Their wide receivers aren't very good. All they have is Russell Wilson, who runs the ball, and Marshawn Lynch, who runs the ball. So it's hard for a team like that to really cover big spreads because they don't have the Peyton Manning, the Aaron Rodgers, the Drew Brees. They don't throw 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. So for all those reasons, I think it's going to be a tight game, a good defensive struggle.
So you're putting yourself out on the limb, picking 2 first-place teams for the guaranteed picks.
No, for the combined picks.
For the combined picks. Cut. Take 2. For the combined picks, we're picking 2 first-place teams, being your Packers and Cardinals.
That kind of goes together, the Cardinals and Packers.
How so?
Catholic Church.
Oh, no.
This is going to lead to Jerry Sandusky, isn't it?
Oh, here we go. All roads lead to Sandusky, right?
Yeah.
All roads lead to Sandusky, or all roads lead to pirate porn.
Oh, not that again.
No, the best one, it was Howard Stern was saying he was doing his Johnny Carson impression, where he's calling it the great something, but it's a spoof on the old Carson bit where someone reads the answer, and then he does the question, and it was the answer was, I feel like a kid again, and then Howard says, what a Catholic priest says a half hour after molesting a young boy.
Oh my God.
I feel like a kid again.
Oh my God.
So bad.
That is bad.
Well, you started it.
Thanks.
And now a word from our Week 12 sponsor. Welcome back for Week 12.
Here comes that music.
Are you for real, Danny D?
All right.
Let's have it.
This week's You For Real has to deal with Scott's favorite unnamed Washington team. And the total chaos that is occurring. First, you have Robert Griffin III, who decided to throw the entire team under the bus after a pathetic performance against the pathetic Tampa Bay Bucks, who blew the Redskins out at home by 20 points. The Redskins weren't even close. Even that score doesn't indicate how bad the Redskins were in that game. They were awful. Robert Griffin was terrible. He overthrew Deshaun Jackson 4 times in that game. And then the coach called him out for it. It was incredible. First, Griffin said, the rest of the team blows. They're all jerks. It takes 11 guys to win a football game. It's not just me. And then they cut to Peyton Manning's interview after his debacle, and he said, it's all on me. It's my fault. I should have played better. It shows the difference in leadership skills between the two guys. And then Deshaun Jackson writes on his Instagram page, you can't do epic shit with ordinary people, calling out the quarterback as being ordinary and bad. And then the next day, the coach beats up the quarterback, saying he had bad footwork. When he's supposed to take a 3-step drop, he took a 1-step drop. When he's supposed to take a 5-step drop, he took a 2-step drop. And he called him out for missing all those deep throws to Jackson, saying Tampa Bay hit their 3 deep throws to Mike Evans. They scored 3 touchdowns. We didn't hit any of our deep throws, and we have nothing, and we lose. It was fantastic. And now Griffin tried to do his best Belichick impression, saying, we're on to San Francisco. I don't know when you talk about San Francisco. First of all, you're not Belichick. And second of all, you still suck. And both you and Gruden could both be out at the end of the season. But Griffin's just overall ridiculousness and pig-headed attitude is just, he's my you for real.
I would
so
like
stupid.
to, if I can interject here, I would like to give a shout out to a partner at our law firm. His name is Stuart Richmond, who actually called us from day one when Robert Griffin was drafted. He's a Redskins fan. And did he not? He said that he does not like Griffin. He didn't want him to be a quarterback.
You can see the difference between him and Luck and why this coach cook Luck.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even his athletic ability. He's just demeanor, his personality. He's not a winner. He's a me guy. All he cares about is himself. And you can't win in the NFL like that.
And Steve Young called him out for not doing the right things at practice and not preparing properly. How when you're a quarterback, that's all you need. That's your job. You have to be there to be the best player you can be. And you have to be the leader. And no one respects him. What's his name? Your boy Deshaun Jackson called him out on Fox pregame show.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
He
says Kirk Cousins was a better ball than him.
Yeah.
It's ugly. Things are going to get worse. I can't wait to see what the fallout is down there.
I know, it's like a soap opera.
Oh, it is.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it as a fan.
Yeah, Brian loves the soap operas more than the games.
That's right.
Well, the saga continues, but who's more on the hot seat, Gruden or RG3?
It could be both of them, because the way it works is Griffin is owed $3.2 million next season, and then he has an option for the following year, but the option would have to be at the level of the franchise tag, which would be over $18 million because he was a first-round pick.
Shit.
So watching what they can do is they can decline the option, but still pay him $3.2 million for next season, and then determine what they want to do, if they want to get rid of him or if they want to keep him.
Huh.
But if his performance stays the same, he's 1-9 his last 10 starts. He's been bad. They may even cut him after this season. I don't know what they want to do, or give him one more shot, because you can only get rid of the coach so many times. They can't be the coach every time.
Yeah.
You know,
Because Shanahan was a good coach before he came here.
You know, the other problem is they made some really poor decisions. Making that trade to get him was stupid, because that team has no depth. And it's hurt them on special teams and on defense. They have nothing. And you know, that's why they give up so many big plays. They also have issues, you know, as I said, the draft picks. They didn't pick until the 3rd round this past draft because they got rid of all their draft picks. It's stupidity. They had to make a choice. That decision to trade for him set that franchise back years.
It's like when...
Well, you know what it's like? It's like they're going to the... They're going to one of those payday loan places, you know. It's like they're charging such outrageous interest, but you're going to get your $500 this week, you know. But it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
They should have done their homework. They didn't do their homework. You have to do your homework on what kind of personality this guy is. If you're going to give him money and he's going to lead your franchise, you have to be right with a first-round pick. You know, you can't get it wrong, and they got it wrong too many times, and it's killed them.
Well, and Dan Snyder, he's the only player Dan Snyder allows to ride around in his limo and
his jet.
Yeah, and Dan Snyder's just taking everything that's worse about his personality and throwing fuel to the fire, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to get worse. Because sooner or later, Mount Deshaun Jackson's going to explode. I mean, he's already started a little bit, but he's going to get pissed soon. And he doesn't get the ball, and they start losing. He's going to go nuts. The coach.
Here's what I see about the Redskins from having lived in D.C. for a long time, that everyone's on board at the beginning of the season, and then once they realize everything's going to shit, all of a sudden everyone's got injuries.
Yeah, right.
We're all injured.
Also, you watched. They're having
like
a bad.
Jim Kelly.
Yeah, right. They're having a bad season.
Yeah.
But wait till the first bad weather game there. No one's going to show up.
Mm-mm.
It's ridiculous. They're fair weather fans, and their team stinks, and they have a dumb owner.
But what does it say about the franchise where you can bring in a Gibbs V2.0 and a Shanahan V2.0, and still just turn into an absolute shit team.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
I mean, what's that say about the franchise?
well, it's multifaceted. First, Joe Gibbs was out of the game way too long. That was a complete mistake. The game had passed him by. Clearly, he had no idea the rules were different. The teams were set up differently. When he left, there was no free agency. The teams were totally structured completely differently. So he had no idea what he was getting into, and that was a mistake. Steve Spurrier obviously was a mistake. He didn't know what he was doing. He doesn't allow general manager to do his job. He makes too many decisions himself.
Did all right.
They should have kept him. He did a good job, and then they fired him because he went 8-8. But he's the only one to be good. And then they bring in Shanahan, and as I think I've mentioned before in this show many, many times, no coach has ever won a Super Bowl with one team that's ever won it with another. So you knew that was doomed to failure. And again, Dan Snyder's meddling with everything by making these stupid trades. And now this guy, Gruden, he gets handcuffed because he can't get rid of his staff. He can't bring in his own staff.
And-
he made him keep
and he's stuck a
guys from
quarterback.
Shanahan's staff.
And he's stuck with a quarterback that's not good in his system.
That's not good in his system.
He needs a guy like he did well with Andy Dalton because Andy Dalton's a drop back passer.
Well, he also needs a quarterback with a
Yeah,
brain.
but you know they
Doesn't.
look who they've gone through. You know, in the Schneider era. I mean, Schneider is like the I don't know if it's the Godfather or the Pope, but one of those guys where, you know, he picks Jason Campbell. He's got all the right stuff. I mean, Jason Campbell is the next Charlie Batch, if that. And then he handpicks RG3 and pays dearly for him, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a high draft pick.
I think
It's like Dan Snyder thinks that he's going to hit on a quarterback.
what Mike Shanahan wanted to do there was not trade everything, pick somebody else there, like a defensive player or an offensive lineman or something, and then he would have taken Kirk Cousins in the second or third round.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he wanted to do. But Snyder didn't allow that. And I wonder what it would be today if they had those extra picks.
But you know, the Broncos were so stupid for bringing back Peyton Manning, and look where they're at in the standings compared to the Redskins.
That's different, though. That's a free agent.
You don't think the Redskins could have afforded to bring Peyton out after the Colts?
No, he didn't want to go there.
No, because he's stupid. That's what I'm saying.
No, but that was a free agent move by the Broncos. They didn't give up anything. They maintained their first-round picks. They've made that team better by keeping their picks.
That's what I'm saying. The Broncos have been in the Super Bowl. They're in first place now.
Yeah.
So why didn't Snyder take that tactic? He knew Peyton Manning's coming off an injury.
Sure.
Why don't we go with him?
But it takes two.
Instead of trying to create the RG3 experience.
Well, what if what if Peyton didn't want to go there? He has to want to play there. Yeah.
Folks, are toward the end of the show.
You know, it's like who wants to be the ass end of the Army mascot? I mean, it's a tough place to play.
Apparently, he was close.
The FedEx Field experience.
He was close to going
second
San
to
Francisco.
none.
He was really close to going to San Francisco.
I think you're dissing the FedEx Field experience here. You know?
They hate it. They want to build a new stadium already.
I really think sitting in traffic for 3 hours before and after the game is allows you to spend more time with your family.
It's right off 95. It's perfect. It's right there. I've been past there a few times.
It's in Maryland. It's a shithole. They've been in D.C.
Not a shithole.
I'd rather play in RFK than that piece of shit.
RFK is a dump. That place is. They're gonna.
Yeah, but look at this is the way we do it, right? You build the stadium in the parking lot of RFK, and then you knock down RFK, and there's your new stadium. It's right there. Just like how many teams, baseball and football, have done that?
Well, they didn't do it there.
Don't go to FedEx Field bullshit location.
Well, did you see where the new baseball stadium is in D.C.? It's in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing near there.
No.
It's next to a parking garage.
Dan, I worked a block from there for like a year and a half.
Yeah, it's horrible there.
That's fine. It's M Street South. It's M Street Southeast. It's you can sit in Nationals in the Nationals ballpark. You can when you stand in the area where they allow you to smoke outside the stadium and you look to the north, you're looking at the U.S. Capitol building, Dan.
I know. I've been there.
So it's actually a good location.
But
You're
I
right
know, but
at the U.S. Capitol. What the hell you want?
there's-
You're at the Capitol and you're
about-
called the
How
Capitals.
about restaurants?
What the hell you want?
Restaurants, bars, clubs, something fun. There's nothing near there. There's nothing there. It's an
That
empty
is true.
neighborhood.
Yeah, that's true.
Look look at the South Philly.
Down in South Philly
all the
here,
sports complex we
where the
had,
sports
bars,
complex is.
restaurants.
Where the sports complex, there's 2 bars, and they're
That's in an industrial park shithole area anyway.
They're
Oh,
gonna-
it's not Xfinity
no,
Live.
they
dude?
It's
built.
all parking lots surrounding the Phillies
No.
Not
and
an extent- they-
No, stop
they
it.
built-
Lincoln
They
Financial.
changed it.
He doesn't
They,
know about Xfinity
they
Live.
built a new big bar called Xfinity Live. There's a bar at the stadium called McFadden's, and they just announced this week there's going to be a casino in the parking lot behind Citizens Bank Park where the Holiday Inn is.
Really?
It's going to be with bars and
Oh, no
restaurants.
shit.
It's all it's a
But
huge
that's
complex.
bullshit,
It's
you know,
awesome.
because
didn't-
you can go to
yeah,
Capitals
Wednesday.
Park. It's on the water. It's on the Anaconda
Capitals
River.
Park.
What did I
I
say?
said Capitals Park.
Not the hockey team,
They
dummy.
play, and,
Why'd you
you-
say Capitals?
They play at the Verizon Center right next to the train station.
Why'd you say Capitals?
You said Capitals.
What?
yeah,
No, but it's on the Anacostia River.
that's right. I think we need
You
to bring
can
out
see
the stadium map again.
The U.S. Capitol from like the good seats in the stadium itself.
see it on
actually
TV.
see the U.S. Capitol. But they have a place there where you can drink beer and throw the sandbags. I forget what the hell it's called. Right when you go into the game, what the hell else you
A
need?
bar?
No, you don't. What are you gonna do? You go to Pickles across the street from Ravens Ballpark at Camden Yards. What the hell? I mean,
Look
why
at,
not let the
Wrigley
Ravens?
Field has all those bars around Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
Why not let the Orioles make the money and the Ravens make the money?
I understand, but it could be a
You're gonna go to
nicer down
Pickles
there.
across the street and watch all the drunks fall over playing whatever beer pong they're playing on the tables there.
But people show up for these things. They go to these bars. Down
Yeah,
here,
Well,
it's
I do
great.
too.
They don't have that
Xfinity
there.
Live is awesome. Scott, we gotta hit Xfinity Live if you come down here, man. It's awesome.
All right, it's time for Brian's You for Real.
All right, yeah, I gotta do my you. Are you for real?
Wait, I need the. Brian, you for real?
Night long, I thought I was dreaming. Someone came and set my heart on fire. Open my eyes,
So
there
cheesy.
you with
That's
me.
great.
I was rocking in your arms until the morning. My baby.
Oh, it's great.
For real?
All right, my Are You For Real for Week 12 is LeGarrette Blunt. This past week, I don't know if everybody knows
It's LeGarrette Blunt.
LeGarrette Blunt. Dan likes to correct my English. But I don't know if you fans were paying attention this week, but LeGarrette Blunt actually walked off. LeGarrette, whatever. Blunt. I'm going to say Blunt. I'm just going to say Blunt, and I know it's pot, but I'm going to say Blunt from now on. But, okay, for all you fans who don't know, Blunt walked off the field with a couple minutes left in the game, and later, through the media and everything, they found out the reason that Blunt walked off the field was because he was upset with the amount of carries he was getting.
He got none that game.
Yeah, what kind of team player are you that you're so selfish that you walk off before the game is over because you're upset with how many carries you got? So that's my Are You For Real? And they cut him. So good for the Steelers
Yeah.
for cutting him for they cut him for that.
Yeah, but the good thing for LeGarrette Blunt or LeGarrette Blunt, his brother,
That's
is
his-
that
that's his Blunt.
he ended up on the Patriots. He signed a 2-year contract with them, so things worked out.
Yeah, it
well
worked
for
out
him.
well for him, but
No, I agree. The Steelers deserve a
pat on the back.
Yeah, they do. What an idiot.
What kind of selfish player is that? Seriously.
Yeah, that's not good. Not a good teammate.
And there's actually a You for Real alibi for Week 12. What the hell? Did you see the clip of the 2 Raiders players celebrating while the ball was snapped
yeah.
behind
Yeah.
the quarterback?
That's
Yeah.
good.
That was a
Wasn't
good
that
one.
great?
Yeah, and a bonus, You for Real. Yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of the brawl at the Palace in the NBA, which is the greatest sporting event ever. And these guys just ran in the crowd, started beating up everybody.
Are you talking about the Palace at Auburn Hill?
Yeah, when Ron Artest and the rest of his goons went into the crowd, started punching everybody.
It's
great.
also the anniversary of the butt fumble too.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
saw that today on ESPN.
Yeah, it was a year ago. What was it, 2 years ago?
2 years ago, yeah, the
Yeah.
butt fumble.
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago yesterday. It was the greatest night in NBA history. when Ron Artest and the rest of the Pacers beat up the entire crowd at the Palace in Auburn Hills.
What was the fallout of that?
He got suspended the rest of the season, 75-game suspension. And there were criminal charges filed against some of the players and the guy in the crowd. It was actually the guy who threw the beer was actually on probation. So he had a probation violation. He had to go back to jail. There were fines, other stuff. They banned a bunch of people from ever coming to the games again. It was really ugly.
Yeah, one of the biggest Piston fans is actually a guy I know who is one Thomas Hitman Hearns. Lives in Detroit. He's a big Pistons fan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, one of the greatest 3 fights of all time is the Hearns Hagler fight.
I know, but he lives in Detroit. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were sorry that I knew Hitman
No, I'm
Hearns.
sorry that he's in Detroit. He can't escape. That'd be the next movie of Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
Escape from Detroit.
With Hearns, with Thomas Hitman.
Yeah,
He
Tommy.
actually, he actually lives in Southfield, would be the technical address, which is not downtown. But he does attend all the Pistons games.
Well, if he wasn't there that night, you could have shown him a couple things.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, he could have joined in the melee.
Yeah, he could have fought Ron Artest there. That would have been fun. The NBA's no fun. That was a great night.
If you've got hands where your fingers are like this long, your best option is either a boxer or a piano player.
True.
Or football.
Which
Pitcher.
is the case with
Pitcher.
Hitman Hearns. His fingers are
Quarterback
like
or
this long.
pitcher. Pitchers have long fingers.
Yo,
Oh, pitcher too.
yeah,
There you go.
Like I was telling Dan, didn't know this. I mean, Mr. Fact over here. Johnny Manziel's only 6 feet tall, but he had the biggest hands at the combine. His hands measured out more than all the other quarterbacks there. But to be a quarterback, you have to have big hands.
To be a quarterback, you got to play too.
You got to get in the game to
Yeah.
be a good quarterback.
Good one, Dan. Good one.
Ooh.
Doesn't practice count?
Zing. Guarantee pick. Danny D, week 12. Let's have it.
All right, my guarantee pick this week is Cincinnati at Houston. Houston is favored by 2. I am going with Houston. I don't trust Cincinnati to win 2 road games in a row. Cincinnati has laid way too many eggs this season to trust them at all. Houston played much better last week with Ryan Mallett at quarterback. He can really tell a difference. They finally sat Patrick Fitzpatrick, who stinks, him and his stupid beard. And Ryan Mallett had a nice game against a decent Cleveland defense last week in bad weather. And he threw the ball very well. I think their offense played much better, because he was able to throw complete passes down the field, whereas Patrick Fitzpatrick can't. And it'll help to open up the run game. And if they can get Arian Foster back this week, I think he'll have more success because of the downfield passing. And also, as I said, I don't trust Cincinnati. I mean, they'll have one big week, like they beat, I forget who it was.
Saints.
No, before that, they beat somebody, then they laid an egg against the Browns.
That's right, the Browns, yeah.
Then they play the Saints. They have a big win at New Orleans, but who knows what will happen this week? I mean, I just don't trust them. I don't think they're a team that you can trust week to week. They won some easy games at home against some lousy teams. But overall, their performance has really been up and down. And I think Houston's can win at home. And I think with Ryan Mallett, they're a better team. And it's only a 2-point spread. It's win by a field goal. I mean, it's not like, this is 7 or 8 here.
And I'd also like to point out that the famous Chris Berman also likes Dan's pick.
Yeah, Chris Berman and his stupid Canadian picks.
He liked Dan's pick.
Yeah, but I do. I like Houston this week. I think it's a good game for. I think they can win. They want to win at home. They want to try to. They still have a chance to make the playoffs. They're only a game behind Indy here, and they get to play Indy again at Indianapolis some point later in the season. So I am going with Houston.
And how's the quarterback duel stacking up for that game?
I don't really call it a duel. You have one guy, Andy Dalton, he has 1 week throws for -7 yards, and the next week against the Saints, he has a great game. Then in Ryan Mallett, who they have sitting there collecting dust for the first part of the season and playing stupid Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's awful. And then finally wake up, they play him, and he plays great,
Yeah, he
and they
played
win
well.
easily. I mean, as
He's
I
got
said,
a strong arm.
a strong arm. I'm just saying the downfield passing makes a big difference. And it really opens up their run game, which I think was bottled up because everyone could play close because Brian Fitzpatrick didn't throw the ball more than 4 yards down the field. I mean,
And where's Fitzpatrick coming from?
Buffalo.
well, he went to Harvard, and he played in Buffalo, Tennessee, Cincinnati, Houston, and I think somewhere else.
His college team is Harvard.
Yeah, he went to
Yes,
Harvard.
went to Harvard. And for some reason, he wears his wedding ring when he plays.
That is weird.
He's an odd guy. And he has a stupid beard, and he looks
Oh,
ridiculous.
I love the beard.
That's the bearded guy.
Yeah, the bearded
Oh,
guy.
my
He's
God.
awesome.
He's terrible. He's a terrible
No,
quarterback.
I just love his beard.
What the hell's up with the beard? You can't have a beard as
Oh, I
quarterback.
love the
No,
beard,
you
man.
can't.
The beard's great, dude.
No, he could be a defensive lineman. Should have beard.
Rob
it looks
for-
ridiculous.
For a while.
Yeah, it's not Jack Ham or someone like that.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a
I love
jackass.
the beard, man.
The hell do you think you are?
I don't know, but Brian loves beards.
I do love beards.
Wow, that's scary.
Yes, it is.
I don't love anything that's on a man, actually.
Oh, Brian loves beards and
But
muscles.
Brian does. He actually loves beards.
he loves
that are-
beards. He loves muscles, eyes.
Yeah. He likes a lot of things that are peculiar to men.
Mm-hmm.
Particular to men.
That's right. That's why he has posters of Bill Cosby and Jerry Sandusky in his
That's
apartment.
right. Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel with their shirts off.
And on that note, let's have the big bearded lover bee guarantee.
Good one. Good one there, Skeletor.
Zing.
Good one, Skeletor. All right, the big B for Week 12. I'm gonna take Dallas. Dallas is on the road against the New York Giants. It's the minus 3.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're minus 3.5, so they're road favorites. I think the Giants, they looked they only lost 16-10 last week against the 49ers, but the week before they looked horrible.
They got lucky that they only lost by 6 last
Eli
week.
Manning threw 5 interceptions?
5 interceptions
last week.
The 49ers probably could have scored a couple more touchdowns, but they kind of fumbled the ball away. That game should not have been
Yeah.
as close as it was.
The Giants' defense is not very good. They're not very good against the run. Is Amukamara hurt? He's right.
Half their starting,
Yeah.
half their starting secondary is out,
Out,
for the
yeah.
season. Mukamara's out. I forget some other guy tore his bicep. He's out.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's out.
And I think the Cowboys coming off a bye, they're well rested. I think they have a good game plan. I think they can run the ball a lot with DeMarco Murray. I think the defense is better than people give
It's
them
a
credit
simple
for.
game plan. Run the ball right, run the ball left. Was
Yeah,
it Seattle
yeah.
ran for 350 yards against them?
Yeah.
Frank Gore was having a great game before he fumbled twice. I mean, they can't stop the
They
run
can't
at
stop
all.
the run, so I think DeMarco Murray's going to have 120 yards and a touchdown. I think Tony Romo is going to do what he needs. He'll have a couple big plays to Dez Bryant. I can see the Cowboys winning something like 27-10 or somewhere in that area. For all those reasons, take the Dallas Cowboys, and even though I hate the Cowboys, I'm going to have to go with them this week. See, this is a mind pick, not a heart pick. For all you fans out there, had to.
It's a gut
differentiate.
pick.
It's not a gut pick. Not a gut pick.
To bring back the old gut pick.
No gut.
The old gut pick.
Well, and it's not a do or die situation for Romo. So that plays to your favor there.
Yeah, it's not December yet.
Yeah. It's not win or in,
Yeah, when it gets to December, he melts.
Mm-hmm. So there you have it. Your pick 4 picks for Week 12 NFL being the Packers and Cardinals, the Texans, big B guarantee, the Cowboys, big B guarantee. Any final comments?
I would just like to say that if we go 4-0, we will be at 500. So
No, it'll be over 500.
over 500. So we need a big week this week.
Looking for a big week 12, to put us back to 500 season. That would put you at 7-5 on your guarantees.
Yeah, 7-5 on guarantees.
You keep saying you've had a 4-0 week, but I just
No, we haven't.
No,
We never.
No,
said
I
that.
don't think
No,
so.
we never said
Never.
that. We did
I don't
last
think
year.
you've ever had a 4-0 week.
We had last year.
I think last year we had a 4-0 week.
Yeah, last year, not this year though. We did have a 4-0 week.
No, I
last
meant any year. I don't ever.
year. No, last
recall.
year we did have one.
We did
last
have
year.
one last year. We had one 4-0 week. It was like week 7 or something.
You're only picking 4 of the games. Why can't you go 4-0 every week?
Why can't you be funny?
Am I a clown to you? Am I a clown?
That's
You
right.
think I'm funny?
Yeah. See, that A is not really for army. It's for ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I funny how? Funny like a clown?
Yes. Sorry, Joe Pesci. You can't come through the screen and punch us.
Did he shoot the guy? He killed him.
No, he didn't kill anybody.
Oh,
No,
I thought he shot him.
no he did not. That's the wrong scene.
So come back next week for more guaranteed winners. And as always,
Score with Big Pick 4. No, this week.